Guys, making another video today. I think today's number 8 recently. I didn't make one yesterday, so not 8 days in a row, but I really didn't know what to make a video about, so I didn't want to force it, make it, just about some random thing I made up on the spot. I think today I got an idea to make it about what we do and what is considered sin and what is not. Now, obviously, I'm not the ultimate authority, God is. So if you struggle with something, particularly on whether or not it's sin, obviously pray about it on your own. Don't just take this from me as like a sign. Sorry, but I guess it's storming outside, as a sign that it's okay to do whatever. Yeah, what got me thinking about this was I was just scrolling like some Christian YouTube shorts, and I came across one that was talking about, is it okay to watch this type of shows, like I think it was anime or something, or stuff that is animated in general, I guess. And I watched it and thought about it and realized, yes, Paul says in Romans, things we consume might not be sinful to us if we have a clear conscience about it, but it could be sinful for someone else. And I think that does apply to some things other than food. In the context Paul was talking about, he was talking about, if someone struggles with, or no, that's not the right one. Sorry, I got my head mixed up. I was thinking of the one where Paul is saying don't cause someone else to stumble, like giving the example of like eating food in front of others and stuff. I can't remember what verse now. I believe I lost it in my head. But Paul, basically talks about just what's sinful for one because he can't have a clear conscience about it and think he's sinning. It's sin. But for someone else, they might have zero qualms about it in their heart, so it's not sin to them. Now, I think that comes down to things where it's like things that kind of don't really, I don't know if saying things that don't really matter would be the right thing to say, but I'll just go into the example. I won't go into that. The example was, it's like anime, as a man who's 24 and was kind of a nerd for a while, still is, I can't lie. I grew up watching some of that. I guess when I was like young and also a teenager, I would watch like Dragon Ball Z or something when I was like 12 or something like that, but I was never like actually like into it, I think. And I think I didn't start watching any anime like for real until I was like 17 or something like that, 16 or 17, I can't remember really. I'm trying to remember what the first one I watched was or got into. I want to say MHA or seems like that's the wrong answer. Doesn't matter anyway. By the way, I don't even think watching or reading MHA is a good thing. It's the same how I feel about like One Piece and Bleach and stuff like that. I don't think as a Christian man we should watch something like that. A more popular one that you might know of them might be Dandadan. Also something like that I don't think is okay to watch. because I think, I guess for a long time, I watched it, thinking it was cool, thinking it was super cool and awesome. I was really into it and stuff like that. But when I became more religious, I kind of realized the stuff I'm watching is, number one, it's very easy without realizing it to like idolize characters in films or TV or whatever without realizing it. Like obviously you don't have to own memorabilia of like a character or something to idolize them. Like you could be like, oh, this character's really cool, I should be more like him or something like that, when as Christians we're supposed to be focused on being more like Christ, not some cool character we saw in a film. Which is wrong. So I guess one thing I want to say is it also depends on how you handle watching something. It could be something that's not wrong to watch. Sorry. But you make it wrong to watch because of how you handle it. Because you idolize a character or you give into some sort of sinful thing in your heart or mind when watching it, whatever it may be. So you need to be careful of that. Obviously, you should also be careful of, just not watching things that are wrong without even, you having to make it wrong. Earlier I mentioned like four examples. One of them being MHA and Dan to Dan are the exact same. For those of you who know what it is, it's basically, just some action anime with like the people in MHA even in high school. I don't remember, or if they're technically, I can't remember. But yeah, it basically, for those of you who don't know, just superpower animes of like boys and girls in like high school with powers and stuff like that. But of course, Japanese men decided when making them that they wanted to show high school girls in some very what's the nicest way I can put it, revealing outfits and sexual situations. And when I became more religious, I realized, wow, this is really wrong and weird and messed up. Same thing with like Bleach and One Piece, like I mentioned, but those obviously aren't like high schoolers. They're like actual like adults and people, but still at the same time, the problem I had with those two when I became more religious was you just get women with revealing outfits thrust into your eyes every 3 seconds, basically. So I was just like, I can't even like watch or read this at all. I used to be into One Piece, really, watching it, thinking it was cool, being into the stuff that was going on in it. But then, when I became more religious, I was like, wow, I really was just kind of turning a blind eye to how much the creator was sexualizing women. It can be very difficult to give things up that you've gone a long time with, after you've realized it's wrong to, be indulging in it. And I know we're all the same. We're gonna, be like, maybe it's not sin for me. I don't feel anything in my heart about it. We're gonna try and make excuses for it. But if you're still holding on to that, and you know it's wrong, and there's qualms in your heart, you gotta pray for God. not pray for, pray to God for the strength to look away from it and not indulge in it anymore. If you're really that concerned about it. For me, I just dropped that stuff, stopped looking at it completely. Now, to be fair, I will say for like those examples of like anime and stuff like that, I wasn't like a super fan. I'm watching anime every second of every day, so it's like I know people can be really attached to that stuff, so I don't know like how difficult it's gonna be for you versus how it was for me, but I was just, I guess I wasn't trying to gloat when I said, I just dropped that stuff immediately. I just was, I guess, trying to continue my story. Next, as you can see my computer back there, and I've talked about before, video games. Video games are also the exact same when it comes to, it might not be bad, but you can make it bad. One such example, I was into Call of Duty for a very long time, since I was like 12 or something like that. Very long time, up until I was like, I don't know, maybe like 20, 21, halfway through college maybe, something like that. I just kind of realized, it's kind of a celebration of violence, basically. At least it was to me. For me, it felt like kind of wrong to play it. As for it being, completely sinful and wrong, get rid of it right now, that's up to you. That's up to, prayer with God. But for me, it felt sinful. It was like, this really is just kind of idolizing running around and being the best at killing someone else. So, yeah. Now, there's some video games that obviously I don't think are wrong, like a sports video game or Rocket League or whatever, But even if it's obvious that it's not wrong, you can still make it wrong. Like for sports games, I know people can let their emotions get very heated during a sports video game, which seems really dumb to me, but I know that it happens. People also place bets on those kind of games, try to make careers out of those kind of games, spend a lot of money, like real money, on those kind of games. And it's like, it can definitely become wrong. For me, I guess I don't really play video games that much anymore. I play like some after work. I go to the gym, come back, shower, make something or go get something to eat, pray, then I'll play some for however much time I left in the night before going to bed. Go to bed, do my devotional thing, and then pray and go to sleep or whatever. Because for me, I don't know. It's weird because it's like I said, I don't think Call of Duty was right for me, but now I play things like Valorant and Resident Evil and honestly, nothing else really at the moment. I don't play different video games all that much. Like I said, I don't really have friends, so I'm not like being asked by them to play a bunch of different video games or something like that. I used to play like Star Wars Battlefront and what else? Sorry, my mind's gone blank. I just haven't really been, I guess, crazy into video games in the past year or so. I'll do it as kind of a time waster that's enjoyable, I guess, rather than idolizing it, which I've definitely had to work on, unfortunately, because I did idolize it. Now that I think about it, when I was younger, because it was really the only thing I cared about was video games. And that's wrong. Doesn't matter if it's video games, shows, sports. If it's all you care about, then yeah, it's wrong. Even if the idea of it itself isn't. But for me, what I was trying to say was I play stuff like Valorant and Resident Evil, and it doesn't really bother me. I haven't played like every Resident Evil game. I played like the new version of 4, and that's really the only one I've played recently. I played the 2 remake a while ago, and that was good. I don't think I ever played 1 or 5, or I played 6. I never played 7. But yeah. The next was Valorant. If those of you who don't know, Valorant is basically if you took Search and Destroy from Call of Duty 5v5 and gave the players powers and abilities that are different for each character. Basically, that's basically what Valorant is. Except it's like obviously more rounds than would be in like Call of Duty. I can't remember. It's been so long since I played Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty was like the first 5 or 6 wins. Is that right? I can't even remember. But obviously for something like Valorant, it's like the first 13 wins. And I've never really had a problem with it. Valorant to me wasn't so much about, oh, I'm gonna kill him. It's more like I'm just chilling. I like talking to the people I meet in the game. I'm just cruising around and stuff like that. I'm not in my heart, enjoying violence, I guess, like I did when I was playing Call of Duty. And I can say when I play something like Valorant, I don't feel anything in my heart about it. I don't have any qualms about it. My conscience doesn't try to be like, you shouldn't be playing this. I don't ever feel that. Now I think one of the reasons for that is, like I just said, I don't like idolize violence or, get on the game to and let my emotions control me, like anger or jealousy or rage or whatever, I'm just chilling, playing a game, cruising around, just wasting time, having fun, talking to people. Yeah, I guess the ultimate premise though is, like I said multiple times now, if you're not sure, pray about it. I'm not the ultimate authority on it. Your parents are, or your pastor isn't, your whoever isn't. Christ is. God is. So ask him about it. But I'll say, be prepared to get an answer you might not like. You can't lift it up to God, and like I've said before about different stuff, you can't lift it up to God with a closed heart. Then what are you asking for in the first place? It can be very difficult to give up something you've been so attached to, I know. I don't make that claim to just drop it easy. It's not for a lot of people for some things, because it's what they've attached to something to deal with problems in their life or depression or things like that. I understand. I just want you to try to start exercising more control by giving it up in prayer, I guess. Which I need to work on myself. You know me, I'm not some perfect person. I just hope anyone that needs to see this, you can do it. You can push through whatever it is you think you might need to give up. Or maybe if you're seeing this, this is a lesson that you think you need to tell your friend or family member about. You know, but in a loving way, as it says, do it in kindness and gentleness, not hatred and, ooh, I'm told you, or ooh, the Bible says you shouldn't be doing this, buddy. You know, shouldn't be doing it from a place of showing them why you're better than them, basically, or why they're worse than you. Hope you have a good one. Whoever sees this, stay safe.